There's another one of those teams.
Yes.
The Houston Rockets. Oh, look at this pairing. Currently in second in the West. A lot of stars. No superstars. Maybe some superstars in the making. Do you like Durant in Houston?
Yes.
Wow.
And I'd trade Jalen Green for him.
Oh.
So, because I don't know that Jalen Green Şengün is a long-term, match.
Their games.
Right. I think Şengün's young. Amen Thompson is awesome and a rookie. You know what I mean? So it's not like you
can't shoot though. He better learn how to shoot.
Correct, but he's also young and an uber athlete, and I think they could win. They have a great
championship.
Yes, I think that again. Any team that's this young, it's a bunch of projection. How much better does Thompson get in year two? Has Şengün maxed out, or is he going to continue on this insane trajectory? Because he has gotten better every single year. Now, eventually that stops. This is the one that, from a basketball perspective, I like Minnesota the most from how I know it would fit on the court. But I think the trade's the hardest to pull off. This is the one that I think is the easiest trade if they are willing to move off Jalen Green, because that's most of Durant's salary, and then you can fill in the other pieces. I would do it.
Okay. So Nick is wilding. Nick is a wild boy. First of all, if the Houston Rockets do any trade, Jalen Green will not be a part of that trade. Again, I say, if the Houston Rockets are going to do any trade, Jalen Green is not going to be a part of that trade for Kevin Durant. The Houston Rockets have way too many avenues to make a trade happen. Now, when you talk about Matt Ishbia and what he values, he's been saying, I don't have the stomach for a rebuild, essentially. He's been saying, I want to continue to compete. I don't see how any team or any owner or any fan base will want to tank and get picks and do all of these things. Now, I feel like Matt Ishbia is saying that from a position of stubbornness, and he's saying that from a position of privilege. But because he inherited a 60-win team. You know what I'm saying? Like, he inherited that. So he came in and the vibes was cool. The vibes was immaculate. But I feel like that's not the situation now, and especially if he decides to move on to a new front office, or even if he keeps the same front office, I think that they're going to get in his ear and they're going to tell him, yo, you got to do something different, because this way of thinking, this way of doing things is not going to work. It's not going to work. They're going to have to pivot and do something. And I was looking at the Locked On podcast with Jackson Gatlin, and what Jackson Gatlin was saying was Fred VanVleet, maybe like another and like a whole bunch of salary filler, and plus Phoenix's picks back, with using Fred VanVleet's salary, picking up the team option, using that salary to match with Fred VanVleet to implement Kevin Durant into here without having to give up a lot of your young pieces. I think he included Cam Whitmore, if I can remember correctly. I think he involved Cam Whitmore. And he kept out Jabari, Tari, Jalen, Şengün, he kept Reed Shepherd. Like, he kept those guys out of it, and basically was saying, let's use Fred, let's use Cam, let's use like maybe one or two of Phoenix's picks to give it back to them to try to get Kevin Durant in a Houston Rockets jersey without blowing up the core. And trading Jalen Green essentially would be blowing up the core. It would absolutely be blowing up the core. So on that front, I think Nick Wright is wilding. No trade with Kevin Durant will involve Jalen Green or Alperen Şengün, and damn sure not Amen Thompson. And I'm ready to say Tari Eason and Jabari Smith. Like, I'm that far about saying it.
I don't like this. And I agree it's the easier trade because Houston's got a ton of Phoenix's picks coming up first round, so they could get back to that. Phoenix might want some picks, but if I'm Houston, I'm like, let my young kids develop. Jalen Green might be a superstar. Like, and I know Amen Thompson looks very good too, and I like him. But I wouldn't give up Green or Şengün for Durant, because I don't think Durant, like if Durant goes there, guess who's my leader? I think Durant.
Why can't it be Şengün?
I think Durant is
just the guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any guy. Now I might be wrong, but. And VanVleet was kind of a leader in Toronto, so I get that they had. I feel like it would be Kevin Durant. There's nobody close to his stature, like nobody that's Anthony Edwards.
No, that's
in that
definitely
team.
true.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Durant, just because of his stature, becomes the leader. They're looking to him to lead us, and I don't want him in that position.
With Ime there,
I would
how
not
important
want to
is
give
that?
up my young guys.
Can't Ime be the leader? I know you need a player, but I'm saying like with a
Ime
coach
is
like
a phenomenal coach.
and to set the culture, like, and it's not like Durant's. I want to be fair. None of us think he's bad for your culture. It's just that he is not your vocal on or off court leader. He's going to hoop and do his job. I think that's less of a must-have with. There's just a handful of coaches like this, but with Ime Udoka. Like, I think they'd be really good, man.
I wouldn't do it. I want to stick with my young guys and let them develop.
Okay.
So Chris Broussard kind of has more of what other Rockets fans have been saying in the community. Let's just keep this core. Let's see where they can go. Like, we don't know the future of this team. And while I do understand that, I think that when you have a team that has a really glaring issue, and I think that is going to rear its head come playoff time, and that is the Houston Rockets half-court offense. The half-court offense for this team has been below average all season long. The three-point shooting for this team has been below average all season long. So when you have a situation like that, when you show trends of what a team is, whether that's good or bad, those things are going to rear its head come playoff time. Now, if the Houston Rockets somehow go to the Western Conference Finals, or they go to the finals, which just based on the trends, I don't see happening. But if that does happen, like, you're going to see this team maybe not be so fast to go get Kevin Durant, or maybe not be so encouraged to go get another superstar or a pairing, and maybe they are a little bit patient. But I just think that these issues are going to rear its head come playoff time. It's going to be glaring, and they're going to have to trade for Kevin Durant. I also think out of all of the teams that they mentioned out of these teams, I think they mentioned 5, and the 6th one was OKC, even though that's like that's not realistic. I think Houston is the best team for Kevin Durant. I simply do, just in terms of timetable. And instead of it being like a Golden State situation where they didn't need you, Houston, you would be the reason why the team would get over the hump, or be expected to get over the hump, and you wouldn't be asked to lead, because we all know Kevin Durant does not want to lead. So that's all I got on this one right here. This is a new installation of what I'm trying to do. These are new videos. It won't just be Houston Rockets related, but lately we have been in the news, so it is what it is. Thank you guys for watching. Like and comment, subscribe. Let me know what I missed. Let me know what I didn't miss. Let me know what they missed. Let me know what they didn't miss. RedNationBlogga out.